Once again, you roll into the same clearing.
No way, dude.
I think Myre got him. It fucking worked.
The wild grasses of the open plains fall away into a perfect circle of unnaturally trimmed, sculpted meadow. The flowers here bloom in an identical way to the last time. Exactly the same. No sign of passing time. No disturbance from your last visit. Not even a hoof print in the soil. There is a standing stone waiting here at the center of the circle, just to the side of the roadway. Unchanged. The same sort of shimmer of offerings at its base. Gold coins, glassy baubles, polished trinkets, your hand axe, which has D to G etched in it in Orcish. There's a tusk earring. There's a quill pen and ink there. There's a spit-covered crowbar. But this time it probably feels a little twisted, a little wrong as you approach and look over the items and recognize that you have been here before. The road should have taken you away, but you seem to be sort of trapped, walking in circles. And you might recognize that you are trapped in a world-famous fairy genjutsu.
A what?
A world-famous fairy genjutsu.
It's like a Bermuda Triangle, but for nerds.
Right, it's a
Oh, I don't know a genjutsu.
world-famous
Alright.
fairy Bermuda Triangle,
For nerds.
but for nerds.
Ah.
Okay.
Thanks,
I'm
Myre.
getting a sense of what's that Elvish phrase where you've seen something or been somewhere before and you can't quite remember what it is.
I would know
Genjutsu. That
this.
was it. I've got a feeling of Genjutsu.
Gesundheit.
Did I say that right?
You could call it an uzumaki if you want.
I'm afraid to start saying these things. But so this looks familiar, right? Are we all in agreement that this is the same thing, same rock that we spoke to
Yes.
before?
I mean, that's my pen right there.
That's still my crowbar.
How could this be?
Maybe it isn't enough. Maybe we haven't given the right things.
Is this
I would-
purgatory? Are we stuck here now?
I don't know. I'm still thinking that these fairies are highway bandits.
And I hop off the wagon and make my way over and pick up the crowbar.
I'm gonna keep this because it's very valuable to me.
I wouldn't do that. It is not
Why?
wise to play with these things.
I'm not playing. I'm taking it back.
I wish to keep going forwards.
But
And-
we've been forward over and over. We're not getting anywhere.
One more time.
Why? What is going to be
Scotty, as
different
much as
this
I
time?
love an encore, I don't think it's going to help.
I grit my teeth.
I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe we now try it with my crowbar in hand and see what happens.
I don't like
If
that.
I disappear, then don't do what I did.
How are we supposed to find you again if you disappear?
Great
I can
idea.
draw a map.
But
What
also,
if
I'm
it's-
very tired, and I feel like if I was to scream or get mad, I feel like nothing would happen.
What if we've
Because
never...
I'm a normal person.
Doubt. What if we've never been moving to begin with? What if we've just been thinking we're moving and it's all been an illusion and we were all just being pranked by something?
Well, in that case, my map will let us know, because at some point I will know if my map overlaps my map. No?
I pinch Seth. Did you wake up?
I think if I woken up, I'd be in a more comfortable place than this. I don't think it's a dream, though. I just think maybe I don't know, maybe we're just not going anywhere. We just think we are. Like, in our heads, it's, like something is messing with our perception of what is happening.
Mm.
Does anybody have a pocket watch? Or, like, do we have a way of telling the time?
No.
How high is the
some
sun?
Sort of, no.
Have we noticed any sun movement over the travels that we've had?
We did set a time. I think it was you left very early in the morning, and then how long did you travel? We rolled a dice last week at the beginning of the session. Do you remember? It was like 9 hours or something.
I do not
Sure.
remember.
Don't remember.
It annoys me that Myre doesn't remember.
I was not told to
He's
keep
a
it in mind, so I
character.
did not.
I expect that you're just like actively recording, like screen recording your entire life, and that you can control F anything.
Not when I'm in character. This is my reprieve.
I feel like it was like 9 hours because we had to calculate what time it was if it was like 6 a.m. plus 9 hours. So it was, I guess it's something like midday. We did have a time, and then you fought with the gnolls, and then you rode on for like an hour or something. It doesn't matter too much, I guess, because you just want a time of the day, right? So you can determine what time of the day it is. Let's just say it's 3 in the afternoon. Probably about right.
So how much time has passed? Is time passing?
I guess make me a survival check. Got.
I think we should just stay here. This music is nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
A 6. Maybe you haven't, you weren't really paying attention, you know? Because you're not like checking minutes. You would just be like, you'd casually glance up every couple of hours to see how far across the sky the sun has moved. So you're not really sure, you know, on a 6. You haven't really, you'd have to run that experiment from now, you know?
What happens if we go backwards, maybe? To where we came from?
I have an idea. What's around here? That is in the. I don't have any. I do still have daggers, right? I didn't give them to anybody. I thought I did. Anyway, I'm going to go over and I will stick one of my daggers into the ground right next to the stone, and I'm gonna try to make sure it's straight up, and then I'm gonna use my other dagger and I'm gonna mark where the shadow is.
Okay.
Now, and I make my way back towards the wagon. And now, if when we go back, if we were to see this stone again, we'll know if the shadow moved or not. I've marked where the shadow is now.
All right. Good idea.
Thank you.
And I guess
I have slightly better than average intelligence.
I guess we do what God said and just go for another run.
That's right. And if I
Backwards or
disappear,
forwards?
then we'll be fucked.
Well, you'll be fucked.
Right.
Very fucked.
Right.
Onwards!
Right. So you just head out, and you left behind the crowbar, and you put a thing in the ground.
we
No,
not
I
leave
kept
with
the,
the
I
dagger?
kept the crowbar.
You keep the
And
crowbar.
then I put a dagger in the ground,
put the dagger
and I
in the ground.
marked and I just like drew a line where the shadow is. I like traced the shadow into the ground.
Okay.
And are you staying there as well, Howen?
No, I'm not staying here.
It might be the best way to find out. If we
My
go.
curiosity is piqued, but I think let's try this way first. The data we will get from this is if time is passing.
Okay. I click and try and get the horses to move. Well, the horse and the donkey.
The horse and the
Yes.
donkey are uncomfortable and have been the entire time. But they do still respond and head onwards as you continue up the road.
As we travel, I would like to use my cartographer's tools and draw a rough lay of the land.
Do you want to make me a cartography check?
It's a natural one,
Oh, perfect.
but it would have been a DC 15 on the item.
Just draw a circle.
Sometimes I would say if it's very easy, you wouldn't even need to make a check. But I think because you're trying to navigate the wagon as well as do this, and you're also like maybe being a little hyper vigilant, maybe keeping an eye on the sun in the sky, that kind of thing. It's a little difficult. But yeah, you begin making a sort of crude map, attempting to. It takes.
I eat it.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay.
It takes about 30 minutes to do about a mile in this wagon. And you roll back into the same clearing. Everything as you left it. However, the shadow would have moved a little bit. Time is progressing.
Yeah, I hop off the wagon and run over towards the dagger. I look and see that time has progressed, and I go, ha-ha! We have received data. It looks like the shadows moved. We are either going back in time, or we're going forward in time. Likely just forward in time. And I take my dagger out of the dirt, and then I waddle back over to the cart, and then I
Well,
try to proudly hop up onto the back. Rickard,
Yes, all right.
thank you.
Ah,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Whee!
Muppies.
Okay, so now what?
I'm curious about how things look different, as you mentioned.
What do you mean?
Is there? You said when you were describing all the things that were sitting there, you were like, but they look strange.
It feels strange.
Did I
No, I
misremember
think. Yeah, no, I just said that all of the stuff is there, but it feels strange because you're
It
recognizing.
feels strange, and the shadow is moved.
Yeah, it was just a scene setting of it feels strange because you recognize that you're trapped in a fucking
Okay.
genjutsu.
If I was,
The items
An
look
orc
exactly
wizard.
the same.
I would know exactly what to do right now.
Okay.
But I'm not.
Okay.
You do have a trained wizard.
Do we?
Right, and an untrained wizard.
yes.
That wasn't me making a comment on on the wizard that we have in the party, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Surely not.
It definitely wasn't.
Well, go ahead and
Okay.
make a deception check.
Yes, okay. I would like to do an arcana check and see what I can feel about the air around me, see if there's anything magical going on.
What does this look like?
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious as well because this is not a spell. You're just feeling the force with your mind.
So, wherever I use magic or know that magic is being used, there's something in the air. You know, there's a smell, a slight ripple in the air that you can kind of like an echo of what has happened.
Oh, like some sort of wind?
Yeah, like some sort of spell wind.
Sorry,
With
we
enough-
actually can't use
Silly,
that word
that's a
anymore.
silly name for it.
I can't believe you just said that.
We're in legal disputes with
Yikes.
It's more of a rune breeze.
overuse of
Yeah, it's more of an
the
arcane
intellectual
phrase.
property of the spell wind being so
Yeah.
goddamn useful as a word for when you're trying to describe these
Right.
arcane random
right.
happenings.
Um,
Yeah, and I can feel it. I can just feel the latent magic in the air if there is any that has recently been used. And I can usually get a flavor of what kind of thing is going on. So I would almost like taste the air, but kind of just
Would it be
walk
subtle
around.
or would it be like noticeable? Like would be like, you're doing something completely different than normal, or are you just
Yeah,
like,
I
eyes
would.
are
I get
closed?
out of the wagon and I start walking slowly. And if anybody tries to talk to me, I'm like, shh, shh, like trying to
Yeah, it's me.
concentrate, really
Yeah.
trying to.
Yeah, that's why I
Feel
asked, because I would be like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, cool. All right, sweet. What's happening? What are you doing? Because I also want to learn what the hell it is you're doing.
Yeah, well, you'll notice I'm walking around. I've got like my hand sort of up in the air. I've got my eyes closed, and I'm like frowning a little bit and changing direction. And
I
using myself
walk
as a
up to you
radar,
and put my hand
almost.
up against yours, and I say, "Everything's going to be okay."
Yeah, I also try.
Can you leave me alone?
I know you're stressing out, but I'm going to lead us through this. Don't
We're
worry.
doing something. We're
Pull
doing
my
something, Rickard. We're
hand
in the
back
middle
from
of
him.
something.
I'm trying to see what's going on here, and you, as always, are just in the way.
What?
Yeah,
What do you
Rickard.
mean in the
Just
way?
get in the wagon.
I'm going to solve this problem.
Great. Well, can you get on with it, please? Because the sun is moving, and we are
Right. I-
hungry.
I'm just
And I leave him
hijacking this
and
whole
just.
thing.
And you know what that means,
Go,
Rickard?
go,
When
you
Seth's
go.
hungry, she may eat you.
12 on an Arcana check.
I am
Yeah,
definitely distracting you.
Yeah, you're fucking. I should have
Everyone
rolled
fucked that
disadvantage,
up.
really, shouldn't I?
Everyone fucked that up for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the first thing is when you do this thing that you do, an important note out of character is that an Arcana check isn't just like feeling the force. You kind of did it in Cura a lot because there was a particular there was a plot point with the weave
It was.
where you could do it, but technically an Arcana check is an intelligence-based check, and you're drawing on your understanding of like knowledge of this thing. Now, your character can be doing this and is just doing that thing where they just, people who are just able to subconsciously read cues and clues in the world, and they just come to a conclusion because they're figuring things out with like a
Typical
passive
neurotypical
visual
people.
calculus thing. Maybe you're doing something like that. And I will every now and then use Arcana checks for people who are more attuned to magic to be able to maybe pick up on more magical elements. But for the record, generally, if you're just doing an Arcana check, it isn't the same as casting like a detect magic spell or an identify spell or something like that.
Is it like an arcane perception?
Well,
No.
not
'Cause
really.
that would be what I was doing.
That's what you want to be doing. But really,
It's
there's
like an arcane
not.
history check, almost.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a.
It's
Got it.
more like that. Detect magic is arcane perception, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Naturally, you don't have it unless you want to justify it in your backstory, and we can talk about it. But I feel like
Okay.
none of you necessarily have that. If anyone has it, it's the sorcerer, because of the nature of sorcery magic over wizard magic.
Right.
So you might be able to have a better argument. So just so that we can clarify that, the attempt that you make here, Seth, for whatever reason, however you come to this conclusion, you'd already previously sort of identified that this was a Pixie stone, which is a sort of these will pop up all over the kingdom as sort of areas where it is a bit like highway robbery. It isn't quite like offerings are given to the fairies, but not in the same way you might give offerings to a god or whatever, but just in it is to keep them away from you. It's prison rules where you're just like, look, here's here, have some matches, have a cigarette, just to not fuck with us, just leave us alone. You sort of came to that conclusion. You guys figured all of this out. One of you rolled a high enough check on like a history check or something. You noticed, I think that there was no like life. There's no birds. There's no insects buzzing. It's particularly quiet. The background, in fact, I'll get rid of it. I had some quiet background noise going that wouldn't be going. And you understand a few things about Pixies, I think, that would come through on this. One is that they are adept in sort of illusion magic. You are for sure trapped in an illusory spell, kind of like a major image that is just an area of effect thing, and likely you've sort of figured out that you're on like a mile course. So as you get to the edge of this, what you sort of roll away from this stone, you probably just end up back in the place that you came from. But there's no like moment that you snap back to the beginning. It just feels very natural. So you would understand anything that can dispel this kind of magic would get rid of it. And you would understand that you're in an illusion of sorts. You're probably somewhat in the real world as well, you know, but you are sort of trapped in this illusory space. And that this would most certainly be the work of more than one pixie. One pixie couldn't do this. They'd have to all work together to hold a spell together. This would be like a little coven of witches holding a spell together kind of deal.
It's powerful magic.
Yeah, other than that, I don't know if you really
This powerful magic's here.
know too much more, but you can still make further checks if you want. Because that was a general, just like, what do I sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving you the subconscious visual calculus.
I would like to try and see any edges to the illusion, I suppose, like any weak points, any, once you know it's an illusion, you can start finding the inconsistencies in the world around you. So I'd like to try and like start looking around for those inconsistencies.
Make me an investigation check. And how are you doing it?
I've seen that 20 for 28. So I stopped doing this whole thing, and I'm like, ugh, you've just ruined everything for me. And then while I'm sort of like sulking on the back of the wagon, I'm like looking into the sky. I'm like looking for any like strange shimmers or like anything that just doesn't seem quite right, like tree branches that are slightly misaligned and or blades of grass that seem to just not be quite where they should be. And then if I find something like that, I would home in on it and start like really paying attention to it.
Here's what I'll give you because it's a nat 20. And I like to reward nat 20s. And 28 is very high. It's higher than the check DC that you need. But I don't know how to justify how you figure out the actual answer. Because you recognize... Maybe you look around and everything is just absolutely way too perfect. And that gives you the understanding that the illusion is enormous. It's like it's a huge AoE that's going on. Then you recognize that it took you about 30 minutes between stone to stone, because you've done it, I think this is like 3 or 4 times or something that you've done this now, maybe 4 or 5. The edge of the illusion would be about half a mile away from the stone. The stone is the center. The road is pretty straight, and you've been traveling a mile. It takes you a mile, right? So you do a mile from the stone back to the stone.
Okay. So maybe we need to get, I don't know, halfway there and then take a look around, or...
What?
There's something is... We are being pranked. We are... This isn't real. None of this is real. Pranked. Pranked.
That's different.
Okay.
What were you thinking it was?
Listen, let's focus. All right?
Okay. All right. You brought it up.
Okay, do you have anything useful to add to get us out of this situation, or are you just going to be obnoxious?
What? Obnoxious?
How about we do what I said
Me?
and leave somebody here and go?
I'll do it.
What are you talking about halfway? What's
stay.
going on? Fairy fire! I cast fairy fire.
Okay. Let me remind myself what fairy fire does. And has it changed in this
On
one?
who?
I don't think so.
Fairy fire.
interesting.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, violet. Any creature within the area of the spell is also outlined in light. The duration objects and affected creatures shed dim light. Any attack roll against the vision. Okay, fine. Yeah, you just do this.
Where do you cast it on?
Yeah, I just like around us. So like, I'm trying to like
Does it have to be on an
reveal.
object?
I'm trying to reveal the fairies if they're
So
invisible.
on
Oh.
stone.
Trying to light the fairies on fire.
Yeah, I mean, if so 20 foot's pretty far. I would assume that you're sort of parked up next to the stone itself. So
Yeah.
you light up, the horses light up, the wagon lights up, the mithril lights up, the stone lights up. All of the random little objects around the stone light up. All the grass and the flowers and the stones on the road light up. There are no fairies that appear though.
Wow, that's cool.
You don't notice any pixies.
Put it out! I start slapping things to do the fire out.
Oh, I really thought that would work.
All right, put it out.
Put it out!
Put it out. I stop, I drop, and I roll over the fire.
I start rolling too.
Yeah, I'll.
I just watch.
A dog.
Is it working?
I'm not even
It's not
looking
working!
at them. I'm
A dog
looking
when
around.
it finds fox poo.
I've never seen fairy fire before. I think I'm on fire right now.
It's not working. I think
I
I'm on
don't
fire
notice.
too.
So this goes on for a full minute until it.
We as an audience watch the like shadow from the dagger like move just 1 minute further. And I know he took the dagger out or whatever, but
And us in the background, out of
Yeah,
focus,
yeah, yeah.
screaming and panicking.
Screaming.
rolling around.
Those like the really like cheap animation
Yeah.
scenes from
Yes.
anime.
Okay, it's out. It's gone. Covered in dirt and grass.
Well, I really thought that would work. What were you saying
Me
about
too.
halfway, Seth?
Look, I think there's an illusion going on, and I think it starts or centers here on this rock. So I think if we try and get to sort of at the midway point between every time we get to the rock, then maybe we'll find the weakest point of the illusion.
How confident are you that we're going to get out of this? On a scale of
don't-
1 to 10.
I don't know what the alternative is. Do we just accept defeat and wait to die?
Why are you not answering the question?
I am.
Like a 7? 8?
Well, a 10. A 10. You're all clever. You can
A
do
10.
things.
Excellent. So, if we're going to get out, and there's a pile of loot on the ground that was stolen, let's be honest, these little creatures are thieves. Wouldn't
Well,
it
kinda.
be
I
our
mean, it's they were
duty
willingly
to
given, but-
reclaim all of this stuff and escape
Well-
the illusion magic?
I don't know.
Here's
about
the
if they're taking
thing.
it all.
Well, they were already trapped as in an illusion. I mean, how much worse could it get,
Yeah,
really?
what else are they going to do to us?
Maybe I
Vaporize
guess.
us with their fey magic.
Yeah.
do
Right?
that.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Maybe we should just take back what we have and leave the rest here, just in case.
Right, and me. Did you want me to stay, God? You want me to? Is that a good idea? Is that more data?
Why do you want to stay so badly?
I don't want to stay, but I'll do anything for you all.
That's really extreme feeling.
That's very nice, new guy.
Thank-
I
thank
pat
you,
him on the
thank
head.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just
Very
for the
nice.
note, I would not do the same for any of you.
Wow.
We know.
Okay.
We are aware of that, Seth.
I wouldn't
Good,
have
okay.
it any other way.
Good. Right. Well, do you want to stay? I think. Why don't the rest of us go?
No, but I will.
Oh my God.
I think we can all go. And we how much loot is on the? Is there anything like valuable on the ground?
Yeah, it's all kind of valuable.
Okay.
There's
I
nothing.
really wanna
There's
take
nothing
all
that's
that
like. There's not like a hyper magic ring or anything like that. But
Right.
it's all like
Yeah.
So
value.
there's no
Crazy.
like ring of resistance on the ground.
No,
it's
there
not
is,
turning
but it's all
anything.
like gold and silver type stuff. A couple of things that have got
Okay.
like like sapphires or pearls in or something like that, jewelry.
I take my pen back and leave everything else there.
I leave
Take my
the axe.
crowbar back. Wait, it was already back. Never mind. I do nothing.
Yeah, like how much are we talking about here?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
You mean like how much are we talking about? Liquid
Yeah,
value
like, can
appraisal?
I quickly appraise
Yeah.
the value of the silver and gold and like little gems and stuff that's laying around? Oh yeah, give me that 17 on a stupid check.
-1 + 1.
Absolute
That's me.
ballpark, something like 100 gold's worth of stuff.
It's only like, I don't know. it's
Some of
only
it
like
is just
100
gold. There are
and-
just gold coins there and stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're probably gonna get out of this anyways because we are powerful adventurers. I'm starting to speak loudly. Because we are powerful adventurers, so we'll probably get out of this anyways. We might as well take all of this loot since we're here.
Can you roll persuasion?
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
I got a 17 again.
Yeah, I think he's right,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason
Let's-
not to.
We
It's
are
not
very
one, huh?
powerful. So we're gonna leave now with our stuff.
I start
I'll
helping
take-
Rickard pick up everything.
Yeah, we'll take all this
And
stuff.
other stuff.
Okay.
I guess I'll take my axe back then.
You
I'm
get
not taking anything. Though. I don't want to touch anything.
your stuff, which was a hand axe, a tusk earring, quill pen and ink, spittle-covered crowbar, and a gold piece.
Thank you.
You also get a silver comb, an old-looking silver pendant, a mirror, sort of polished and nice-looking mirror, a pair of earrings with little sapphires in, a ring
Would you like me to
of yeah,
put
what?
this in our party thing? I could put it in our party thing. Or are you taking it all?
I'll say it out loud and I'll
Okay.
copy paste it somewhere for you in a sec.
Okay.
You get a ring of twisted gold wire. You get a tiny Felsenhort built clockwork beetle. You get a small looking but very sort of clear, polished and shiny glass orb. A cluster of little antique silver buttons and a child's hairpin, which is sort of shaped like a crescent moon and is inlaid with mother of pearl.
Excellent. Well, I guess since you're going to
Wow.
trap people that give you things anyways, we might as well take all of this. Let's go. We're going to break out of this.
See you in a second.
Child's play for us.
We'll be back in a mile or so.
When I should move the cart now, boss. I say that again.
Boss.
Should I move the cart?
You become a
Hey, boss.
Hey, boys.
Hey,
boss, we moving the cart or what? We got this stuff.
He puts a drum mag into a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Hey, boss.
Any more trouble with the Pixies?
We'll run him out of town, boys. All right,
You'll
well,
be
let's just
sleeping
keep
with
an
the
eye out.
fairies.
Just let's keep moving slowly, and when we feel like we're about just halfway there, keep your eyes up and just try and pay attention.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Mush.
All right. Who? Well, I suppose you know what we can do. We can do a group check. Let's have. You can roll either a survival or an investigation check.
Hmm.
And the DC
Perfect.
would be
Good job.
Natural one.
I'm gonna set it at 45 here.
Okay.
Great. Great.
2 1s from me.
All right.
This session already.
All right, come
In the
on,
first
baby.
10
Let's go.
I got a 12.
Okay, we're
15.
not doing well. We're at 29. Come on, Seth.
Roll a 21.
A 16.
What? Wait, hold on. What is the DC again?
45.
45.
We got
We
45.
didn't make it.
What?
You got that on 45.
I'm pretty sure we got 45.
Okay.
5.
You
5. 20.
do your best to sort of really figure out whether it's through natural instinct and understanding of roughly how far half a mile is, or just sort of like literally it's back to visual calculus as you're trying to figure it out. You get to a point where you're pretty sure you're about half a mile out from where the stone is. I need this next one is just an investigation check, and the DC is 45 again. It has to be investigation this time.
Oh my.
There's
No, we got it.
17 from me.
Yeah, we're over.
We for sure
Easy.
got it.
We made it.
Easy.
Yeah.
What else you got?
66.
What else you got?
Yeah, you get to what you assume or have calculated to be is sort of perfectly half a mile away from where the stone is at the edge of the illusion. What do you do?
Stop! Stop the cart! Stop! 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 Stop!
Stop.
Okay.
Unmush.
Right. This is where the illusion, I think, is the weakest. So we just need to see if there's a way to break it, or to see if there's a way to, I don't know. If we see our way out of the illusion, I think the illusion just breaks. What do I know about major illusions like this? Can you think your way out of an illusion?
Give me an Arcana check.
A 15.
You can't really think your way out of it. No, you'd have to break the spell. Part of breaking the spell is recognizing the spell. But if you have some sort of ability to truly identify where the spell is coming from, break the source of the spell, or cast something like the Dispel Magic spell, if you can get creative with it. If you can think of something that makes sense, you can attempt that potentially, or just truly knowing what the spell is, because this isn't like a major image spell exactly. It is sort of a spell that these pixies are casting over this range as a group, and you do understand that. You could just sort of disrupt it enough in some way. You could also potentially just destroy the stone.
That's what I was gonna ask. So do we know that the source is the stone itself?
You know that the source is the fairies and the stone, yeah.
You said that here is the end of it.
No, I said here's where it is probably weakest. Yeah, this is where it's furthest from where it originates. So
I get
thought
off
maybe
the cart and I look at Rickard in the face and I give him a knowing wink. I've seen you do this before. I'm sure it's gonna work this time too. And I just walk ahead of the cart and just keep going.
Wait, you say you've seen me do this before? I wink back. Yes, I have. Guys, I have no idea what he's talking about.
The last time, you hopped off the cart and we fought some gnolls, and you taught us a valuable lesson about self-preservation and the power of our team.
he's
Yes,
trying to get captured so
exactly.
that we break the illusion.
I get it.
What a silly idea.
Way to take my lead, Dante.
Just sit and watch him go.
Yeah, and he does. He walks away. It doesn't feel. He doesn't like
No,
teleport
don't go.
or anything like that. He does walk
God, where
into
you
the
going?
distance. The illusion accounts for him
come back.
being ahead of you.
I guess
I
we'll just
turn
wait to
around.
see if he comes back the other way.
I got.
Bye.
How long do you think it takes Got to walk a mile?
No, not long at all.
15 minutes, maybe?
I'm probably not just ambling about. I would have jogged about it. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
A 5-minute mile?
I am, yes,
Okay.
a survival orc.
He's doing the Lord of the
That's
Rings
like-
running. Were they running it
That's like
across
marathon level.
I mean, yeah, just unbelievably fast helmet. He starts running like Ezra Miller in The Flash. His arms going forward like really weirdly, and then claims that he's walking, but you all see that he just starts sprinting as fast as he can. Tom Cruise running, and after
Knife
5
hands.
minutes, covered in sweat, does appear behind you. Yeah, you lose sight of him eventually, and eventually he appears in the distance behind you.
God. Oh, okay, cool.
That didn't work. I don't know. I think our only choice is to try and break the rock then.
I'm gonna go up and slap the rock.
Well, we're
The
not
rock
there
is
yet. We're
half
like,
a
we're
mile
halfway.
away from you.
What the shit? Okay, I'm gonna wait.
I hop back onto the cart. Okay.
Okay, before you do, God.
Did you get kidnapped?
No. It
Oh.
was a very dull walk. What?
What are you doing? Oh, is he standing on a guard?
What do you
Yes.
want?
Before you go out of the cart, bring me up there.
Oh, yes.
We gotta get stairs.
Up.
Hey! All right. So should we go on?
No, I think there's something important right here.
Here between the rock?
Wait, we're not at the rock, are we?
No, we're not
I
at the
said
rock. We're
between the
still in
rock.
between. Let's go to the rock. Got.
Want to go to the rock? Do you want to destroy it? Want to push it over? I'm very strong.
Well, I just think that's our only option. It seems to be the,
Forward or backward?
source of the magic, so...
All right, well, if
I
we
don't
can't
know.
get out of the illusion now, our only choice is to push over that rock. Nothing? Okay.
No.
I start riding the horse back to the stone.
All right. Yeah, it takes like maybe another 30 minutes or so, right? No, 10, 15 minutes for you to trundle
minutes.
back up to the rock itself. You do so. It seems to be in the exact same state that you left it in.
We were here. Now what?
This looks like where we've been
now-
before.
Now we just try and break the spell, I guess. I'd like to do an Arcana check and see if the spell is actually on the rock itself.
Yeah, okay.
23.
23. Yeah, I'll give you the sort of general gist of what's going on because you've done enough checks appropriately and passed them. Half a mile away from the stone, at the exact perfect edge of the illusion, is where you want to dispel the illusion. It's where you would cast the dispel spell
If
if
only
you
you weren't
wanted
level
to.
2
Yeah.
and had those spells.
It is certainly how you would escape the illusion. To destroy the illusion, to just simply break the magic, you would want to either destroy this stone or disrupt the concentration of the pixies themselves. So yeah, you can tell that this is like the Horcrux of the spell.
Okay. Hey, Pixies! If you don't want us to break your magic stone, then maybe you should come out and say hi. And I will grab the crowbar from who had it? Was it Holwyn? the Holland's crowbar?
Yeah,
I
it's
grab
mine.
the crowbar from Harwin and I like hold it
Whoa.
threateningly to the stone. Like, I'll do it.
Get out of my
I'll
backpack.
break it.
Give me, I guess, an intimidation check.
Very scary.
I hop off the cart and choose
It's
that.
8.
There's no response from the Pixies.
I'm not kidding. I'll break it. And I do a pretend. And then.
Whoa. Careful with that crowbar. It's just a crowbar.
Well, great. And I swing back and I smack the rock with a crowbar.
All right.
All right.
I always thought that. I know this was gonna
That's a good
happen.
response.
All right.
Make me an attack roll with the crowbar. So this is an improvised weapon. I can't remember what the rules are, but I assume they haven't changed. So you roll a d20 plus your proficiency, which is 2 plus strength check, I
0.
guess.
So 20 plus 2. It's a natural 20 over 22.
Wow. Okay, let's see what sort of damage.
Welcome.
2 natural 20s. Oh, we're in trouble.
Well, I had 2 1s, so you know, like it cancels itself out.
Okay, roll me a d4 plus strength.
Isn't that a crit?
Roll me
It's a
another
3.
d4.
And it's also 3. 6 total.
Yeah, so you you all see Seth bring this crowbar back, threaten, and then hit the front of this stone. The front of the stone just kind of ripples with like arcane magic as you strike it, and it just pushes Seth back. Bong! You are pushed backwards. Crowbar spins out of your hands, rolling across the road, and you sort of land backwards. You take no damage or anything, but you hit this thing. The stone is has a high AC and it has a damage threshold. Damage threshold means you have to deal a certain amount of damage to it. If you don't meet the damage threshold or beat it, then it will not deal any damage to it.
Like armor soak.
You also see, the magic on the front of this thing ripple and change in a sort of threatening way. It starts to sort of turn red and flash and pulse slowly, suggesting that the next time you hit it, you may have activated some sort of defense mechanism.
1, 2, 3.
What are you counting?
Okay, fairies. That
Setting
was
aside my
just
arrow.
a threat. Now, this is the real threat. That was a test threat. Now, if you really don't care about your little stone, you'll show yourselves now, or I will destroy this thing, and I want to flex.
Okay.
For muscles.
I thought there was going to be more. Give me an intimidation check.
I just flex. I just flex with them.
that's fine.
I go through like 6 different poses that I practiced in the mirror. You know, like showing all my muscles off. Yeah.
What does Rickard do?
Hey. I forgot we were role playing. Intimidation, right?
Intimidation, please.
That's the one. That's the ticket. Oh, it almost landed on a 20. 14. Huh?
A 14.
1.
It's such a hard number.
3.
Yeah. I don't think after Seth's display they would be particularly intimidated. So I
I draw an arrow.
I think nothing happens.
Just hit it. Just wail on it. Just destroy it.
I
So
draw
you
an
can
arrow
battles.
and I try and shoot above the stone.
Okay.
Above the
If I
stone.
was, I'm aiming to see if I can shoot
Oh,
a
the
fairy.
So these little things are like a pixie's like tiny, right?
It's pretty small.
So so a broad-headed arrow would cut it in half.
It'd be like, yeah, being hit by a ballista bolt. Okay, yeah. Fire away. Make me an attack roll.
An 11.
11. An arrow launches into the fields behind the stone.
I just keep firing my arrows.
How did you miss?
How many have you got?
The stone.
I've got 14 left. I was counting them out.
Wait, hold on, Gotti. We know they're not there. I cast a spell to outline them in light. You'd have seen them.
Oh, that was you?
Yes, of course. What did you think that was?
That's what that
I
was.
thought it was the fairies.
I thought we were gonna die.
Yes.
You said fairies fire. I thought they set us on fire.
Warn us before you do that.
What do you mean?
I thought the fairies didn't like your playing.
Well, look, for start, these are pixies, not fairies that we need to worry about. They're different.
Oh, maybe
Can't just
that'll
let
help.
them
If
all
we
in
start
the
calling them
same-
pixies, and maybe they won't trap us here. Sorry. Pixies.
I put my arrow back into the quiver.
That didn't do shit. We're still here, aren't we? Oh. Okay.
Maybe we
You're
can
gonna
dig
have
it
to
up.
toss me.
Wait, what?
Huh?
No, I just thought that would be funny. I don't want that. That hurt a lot. Okay, so what we know is the time is passing. We may be setting up camp here, and now we have a bunch of stuff. And the data that we have is if we go about a mile that way, we'll end up here again. If we go a mile that way, we'll end up here again. If we have to go a mile
I threw a
anyway, we'll
fireball
end up
at-
here again.
A rock.
Yeah, you hit it. Give me the damage.
In the background, unfocused, is Seth launching a fireball.
Yeah.
5.
A 5. Okay. Let's see here. If, I think what happens is the firebolt hits this thing and then it explodes. There is I need everyone to make me a con save.
Oh, he's
What do you mean
here.
it explodes? What do you mean it explodes?
It
She destroys
explodes
it?
with
Confetti.
thunder damage.
Magical power.
Yes. The
Okay.
Constitution
what's
save?
the-
yeah, you got to beat a 15.
6.
Natural 20.
I don't know what that noise was. Great, I got a 6. Perfect. I was not looking there.
Dude, that's
I also got a 20.
If you rolled over a 15, you only take half of this much thunder damage.
We're dead anyway.
Oh my god.
10.
Bradley!
And
Guess who's
if
unconscious?
if you rolled so Got and Ricard take 5 unless you have resistances. Fitch and Seth take 10 damage and are pushed 10 feet away. As this
Oh, he
thing,
knocks out.
you
just give it.
She's not just knocked out,
Suddenly,
she's killed.
suddenly there is
Wait.
fire.
She's dead.
Suddenly there is fire.
That's twice her hit points.
There is fire that launches past your heads, and an explosion goes off, and Seth is dead. Bitch takes 10 thunder damage.
She ragdoll? She just ragdoll
Ragdolls through the air.
Backs against the tree.
Smacks against the side of the wagon and rolls underneath part of the wagon.
Seth, are you going to lay around all day? Come on, get up. I go over to her and try to rouse her from her slumber.
What happened?
Seth, come on.
Brad
Steph?
frantically DMing.
I'm not DMing anyone. I'm going to find some. I'm going to find some appropriate music to play for you all.
Oh, perfect.
Seth,
Oh,
I'm
Wake up.
shaking her.
hey, get up. Hey, I crawl over there. Hey.
I put
Oh.
I like lean down and I roll her on her back and lean down and like put my ear against like towards her face. Like, do I feel any breath?
No, she's dead.
I'm aware of that, Brad. I'm fucking role playing.
Okay, well, you asked me a question. I mean, what are you asking me right now? Her neck is broken.
Oh God.
Okay? Her neck is broken, her arm is twisted at a horrible angle, and she landed face down, splinters from the wagon. She's just a crumpled mess
She's
on the side of this
obviously
wagon.
dead.
Yeah.
Right, just impaled on one of the yokes. There's a horse currently stomping on her body.
And I
Are you
said,
okay?
Seth, get up.
Miranda
What are
flies
you
down and takes an eye.
doing?
Miranda is attempting to eat her.
Miranda, no! Miranda, no!
Seth, get up!
Oh,
Seth,
God.
Seth, get up! I don't like this. Seth, wake up. Okay,
Guys,
yes,
guys,
yes,
I know what
yes.
to do. I know what to
Okay.
do.
Okay, okay.
You're not gonna eat her, are you?
I loot her for all of her equipment.
Okay, you get all of her stuff.
And then I pick up
What are
her
you
sad
doing? What are
little
you
broken
doing?
body and I say, Seth,
Whoa.
I've got to say I almost liked you,
Oh, God.
but your sacrifice will be remembered. And I walk her body over to the stone.
What do
and
you
I
mean?
set it down. And I say, and I am putting on a show. Want that on the record? Hey, Pixies! Is this not enough for you? Is this not enough? And I set the body down, crying, my tears spilling. I close her eyes. Her blood on my hands, I use the pillar to rise up. A bloody handprint on it is left behind. And I say, if that isn't enough, then I'll see you in hell. Or one of the hells. Perhaps. Let's go, everyone! And I get on the wagon.
Did you say you brought her over to the rock?
Yeah, I say I'm giving her as a sacrifice.
Is there a rock anymore?
It's not destroyed. It
Oh, it's
just
just an
did a
explosion
pull.
of
It
force?
just did like a thunder,
Oh.
a shockwave
Oh
pulse out of
my.
it.
Okay.
Okay, you get on the wagon.
Yeah.
Oh, you could take her. I'll stay.
You don't want
I don't-
you don't want me to do a performance check or anything. That's not a good sign. All right, come on, everyone. Yeah. And I
The hell was that?
tell the ponies to go forward. Are you guys on? Did you guys get on?
I'm gonna
been
need
wrong.
uppies, but I'll try.
Yes, I'll... No, God's got you by the head.
I reach down and grab him by his
No, I
almond-shaped
got
head.
it. I'll do it myself. I'll
And
do
I
it
pull him up.
myself. And I try really hard, and while I can't make my leg go up onto the thing, I think you just assist me by palming my head. Yeah, thank you, God. Okay, so we're leaving. She'll be fine, right? We'll just come back in a mile and check on her, right?
Yeah, I
Good.
would just go forward, head held high, tears streaming down my face. What else could they possibly take from us? Yeah.
Some of her stuff falls
Yeah.
out of your pocket and then out of your pocket, and you stuff it back in.
What else could they possibly take from us?
Yeah, you sort of trundle along, you leave Seth behind. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
You're just leaving her there.
We leave it behind as as an offering.
Okay. The wagon trundles away down the road, leaving the twisted and broken corpse of Seth next to the magical stone as the red magic on the stone dies down. We sort of witness the camera does that thing where it zooms in to Persephone's eyeball. Seth, you find yourself in a sort of grayed out, twisted version of the area where you died. But for you, there was a loud noise, a sort of sense of force, and then a sort of silent film plays out around you as the others gather around your corpse. There's a moment where they all kind of stand in shock for a bit. You see Ricard like kneel down next to you and start pocketing all of your things, and then lift you up and put on like a show of crying and stuff. The fields around you, though, don't seem to move. There is no breeze, no sense of feeling on your skin. And in the distance, you see something standing that wasn't there previously. Not on the road, but into the fields, the opposite side of the road from where the stone is. A very tall and impossibly thin being, sort of wrapped in flowing strands of darkness. At first, it probably just looks like smoke in the distance, but you recognize after a while that it is vaguely humanoid. Its proportions are wrong, kind of stretched, arms too long, fingers tapering, a neck that's kind of craning and shifting a little bit. What do you do?
I stare after the wagon that has just left my body by this rock, and what the fuck? And then I go to start running after the wagon, and then I kind of just take a look around me, and what do I see when I look at myself?
You see you.
Do I feel solid? Do I feel like a person?
Do you want to?
I don't know. I don't. I have no expectations. The last thing I know, I was firing this fireball angrily at this rock, and then this sudden sensation of poof, and then I stood up. So I don't know. I feel like I should be burned to a crisp, or something should be wrong with me. I guess I'm trying to see if there's any injuries.
You don't seem to have any injuries. I guess you probably feel corporeal to yourself then.
But I can see my body.
You can see
Okay.
everything kind of happening around you.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's like two of us. I can see myself, and then I can see my body by the rock
Mhm.
over there. I'm gonna go poke my body. What? Is that really what I look like?
You poke
Then
it
I
with
go-
a finger or a foot.
A finger. Poke my forehead.
Your finger goes through the forehead of your own corpse.
I look up at the figure in the field.
Standing there, motionless.
Do I get the sense he's looking at me?
Absolutely.
Right. This has gotta be part of the illusion. This is a trick. Hey! Hey, you! You can drop the illusion now! We figured it out! And then I kind of stare at this wagon that's still retreating without my body, and then I put my hands on my hips and I start trunching over to this figure in the field.
Yeah. It takes you a little while as you start walking towards the sort of motionless figure. What feels like a few minutes before you notice that you can see its flesh. It's kind of smooth and pallid. It kind of looks like wax. It's got that sort of unnatural waxy sheen to its skin. Its head is just sort of featureless, save for two depressions where it would have eyes, just sort of sunken areas. As you get closer to it, you hear it speak. And it's sort of just like having thoughts pressed into your own mind, more so than it speaking. It says,
Persephone, Agatha, Oathspawn, Vildeheart.
Yes?
I am here to take you to the other side.
Of the illusion, right?
where do you think Seth would go to heaven or hell?
Is there a purgatory?
There are many purgatories.
I think we should get thrown straight back into a purgatory.
Roll me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll me a d10.
Eight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You are to be sent to Genesis.
I was on the way to the town just down the road. I don't think it's called that though.
You are to be sent to Genesis.
But I want to go to Failwyn. I don't want to go to Genesis. I want to go to Failwyn.
It places a hand out, palm up towards you. Again, the fingers are weirdly long. They kind of taper off at the end.
But I don't want to go. What do you mean? I want to stay here. I want to. Put me back. And I point to my body. Put me back in there.
You do not have to leave. You may remain.
What happens if I remain?
You will remain.
waiting for me to come back. She doesn't even know I'm here. She's never gonna find out. I take his hand.
The Deathwalker closes its long hand around yours, much smaller in its hand. There's a cold feeling that moves through you as you recognize that you are passing from this plane of existence and moving on to another one. The Deathwalker says,
Would you like to bring your shadow with you?
Ooh, what does my shadow do?
You speak of a path. Where you are going, there is no path. There is no journey. There is simply a new. Your shadow may forget to follow you.
What happens if it forgets?
It will take on a life of its own.
Maybe it should stay here then.
the sort of vaguely corporeal form of the Deathwalker and of Persephone fade from what we're witnessing. On the ground, the shadow of Seth stretching out across the field remains for a moment, and then we sort of shift perspective from this twilight back to the actual material plane, and a small wisp floats up into the air. A small piece of light floats away from the field as we rejoin the others on the wagon. You are all trundling along on this wagon. What's the plan here? Are you just hoping that you're going to be able to leave?
Have we left
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah. Right?
We're hoping
We
that
were-
that offering
Yeah.
is enough.
That's probably enough,
body.
You roll back around to the stone with a single offering lying crumpled and broken in front of it.
Ah, shit.
Okay, I hop off. As I like look defeated, seeing that she hasn't moved at all, I am now looking concerned. I hop off the back of the wagon and I run over to her body and I go, wake up, come on, guys, I think she's hurt. I think she's not faking it, and I think
She's dead. Look at her neck. She's dead. No guy. She's dead. She's not breathing. She got herself killed, and none of us can save her. Are you a priest?
well, maybe I can.
Cleric?
Maybe I can. Hold on, stand up. Come on. Come on,
We're in the
Seth.
middle of
Come
nowhere.
on, Seth. And I'm trying my best to, use any of my magic. But I am out of spells. So I'm gonna continue though, trying. Come on, and nothing's like I guess usually this works, and I think there's a moment where it's a defeat of. Come on, Seth, wake up, Seth, come on, up, whoopsie daisy, here we go, stand up, and usually there is a bit of like, there's assistance with helping someone up, because I've like unknowingly healed people before, And when I've picked her up before, usually she sort of like gets up on her own accord and I'm sort of do the convincing thing. But this time it's just dead weight. And I'm just sort of flopping her around as I'm trying to like, come on, let's step up, come on. And then a couple of moments go by and then my eyes start to well up and I turn back and I stop and come on, Seth, come on, Seth. Come on,
I pick her back up, and I'll set her in the back of the wagon and sort of like cover her up.
Careful.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I think, what if we shot that thing from really far away? How far away do you think
She has a name.
you could...
It's Seth.
I'm not going to shoot Seth. I mean the stone. We're going to
Oh,
shoot
stone. No, of course. I'm sorry, Micah. Uppies.
Got.
Come on. Up here. There you go.
What?
Got. Do you think you could hit that thing from like quite far away?
Yes.
Okay. I think maybe we try that.
Okay.
Let's, so how, like, table talk, how many yards can you, what's your bow's range?
180.
Okay. So I'll move like 100 yards away. And say, what about here? Is this good?
Further.
I go another 20 yards.
Not much further. It's not yards, right? It's feet. I guess it doesn't matter. Arbitrary.
Oh, is it feet or yards?
Feet.
Feet? Oh, sorry. So I go 100 feet.
It doesn't matter. I just realized that the measurement doesn't matter. It's arbitrary. Anyway.
And then I go another 20 feet, and then I say, okay, we're like roughly 120 feet away from this thing. I think that if we shoot it now, it probably won't hurt us, right? Let's take cover. All right,
I could go 1, 2, 3 times. 2 or 3 times farther than this.
2 to 3 times further? Okay. So I
That's
double the distance.
disadvantage.
Oh, no. You're going to miss.
No.
Okay,
Okay, that
fine.
sounds
I
like a
double the
challenge.
distance. We're now
like a challenge.
240 feet away from this thing. Okay. All right, got it. I start massaging his shoulders. This is it right here. This is your biggest challenge. I'm sorry, I'm massaging his shoulders. This is your biggest challenge yet. Come on now. That's right. Relax.
What's he doing to you?
A natural
Zero
one.
skill at massaging. I'm just like, it's so uncomfortable. Like,
Give me a cramp as I draw the bow. Natural one, what happens to you?
Oh gosh.
all right, the first shot misses.
I think it probably just the bowstring breaks because he's messing with you and you pull it wrong and then you pull this bow and your strength kicks in and you just yeah, it breaks.
Start crying.
Crying over this Bonova Seth's smoking corpse
Are
in
you
the back.
crying?
I think you start to see maybe one green tear roll down my cheek, but I try to remain stoic.
How many natural ones have you gotten this session?
3.
Nice. Hat trick.
The hat trick, dude. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Okay. Well. Right. Yes.
should we set up camp or?
How edible does Seth look right now?
Oh, God.
It's what you would want.
She looks fresh.
Jeez.
Lightly charred, thanks to her own fireball.
She didn't cast fireball. She cast firebolt, which hit the thing, and then the thing went off
Right.
and did thunder damage to you.
I see.
Which is like sound damage.
Yeah.
So I don't think
She's
she'd be
microwaved.
burned.
She was just pushed backwards, basically, and
Her insides are probably jelly.
She's
Yeah.
cooked from the inside
her
out.
brain and eardrums were just annihilated. And then she sort of and then her head snapped on the wooden frame of the wagon because she was small and frail. It was
And
very
then
Final
Kiyoki, the horse, was
Destination.
so startled it just stopped on her.
The horses were startled and stopped on her too. Kiyorki landed the killing blow. Kiyorki killed Seth. Okay.
Yeah,
It was just a question, not a frustration. I've lost my bow. Now what?
yeah, now what? Should we just like wait here and maybe set up camp? This looks like this is our new home. Really, we're just gonna have to get used to it. It's a great view. It's too bad we can't go to any of it. Right? We could flip the wagon over and that's a tent. If anybody ever gets trapped here, we can maybe sell them some mithril, and maybe even we can make a mithril igloo. Use them as little bricks.
I slap Finch
Okay, and how much
to
damage
try
do you
and
do?
damage him.
Oh, good. To try and damage him.
Dude, are you gonna kill him too?
Yeah, here we go.
No, but
Oh, 12.
maybe
If
we're
you do more
still
than-
in an illusion.
If you do more than 12 damage, I'm fucked.
I mean, never mind. I don't have like an unarmed attack inside my inventory. I can't just attack him apparently. Foundry. DM, can I just use like this?
Just roll a
19
d20 and
did.
add your.
Yeah, that hit. Wait, yeah, that hits. Yeah. Uh-huh. You hit
Okay.
me.
Oh yeah.
For 1 damage.
Nice.
Backhanded for 1 damage.
Ow! What was that?
Any change?
Okay.
My heart is racing. And I'm really mad.
And his eyes start to flicker with red.
But no, I was just angry. I just felt mad for a second.
Okay. Rickard tried to pinch Seth before. I thought maybe perhaps something stronger was needed.
What was the other ring of resistance? Who has it? It was
Me.
holy damage, wasn't it?
It is holy damage, yeah, divine.
Okay, never mind.
It was worth a
I
shot.
think
Wait,
we're going
Keith!
to have to.
Oh, never mind. I'm holding
I
up one
think
of
we're
the
going
mirrors
to
that
have
we
to
got.
parlay. I think that's the only way through.
Parlay with the
we've got to
Pixies.
speak. We've got to speak with these pixies. I think
We
that's
have no
our
crackers.
only
I can't do
option.
that.
You already pulled out your biggest move. I have never seen you perform Death's gift so stunningly before. Nothing.
Yes. Well, we have no way of dispelling this illusion. None of us are spellcasters. I mean, I can do a little bit with music, but I have no way of dispelling this. We either have to destroy that stone or we have to talk.
Table talk. Last night I trapped 3 spiders in one glass and was like, I'll release them tomorrow morning when it's daylight. I came back and
And they're gone.
there was only 1 spider left. The other 2 were dead. That's what's gonna happen to us, I think. We're just gonna kill each other. One after the other.
Well, we are
That's
if you keep
terrifying.
backhanding everyone.
Well, you know.
3 spiders in one place. Okay, hate that. All right, so well, I don't know. We just stay here, right? I mean, maybe if we stay long enough, the Pixies will get bored and be like, "Wow, you guys suck," and like give us a hint or something. You know, like pretty boring. You know, maybe this is entertaining for them. So if we just like be boring, maybe they'll be like, "Okay, guys, get out of here." You know, because that's what I do. You know.
So you just want to be boring.
Right, yeah, it's probably fine, right? And that'll make good, I don't know, content for us, you know?
Gaunt, what do you want to do?
What can I do? I need to make a new bowstring. What
Can
do we
you
do with
do
the
that?
corpse? I don't see why not. It's a bowstring. It's just fletching. But
Yeah, where are we going to
fletching.
get...
What do you mean?
I mean, where are we going to get... And then I look at the long strands of red hair that we now have access to. Where are we going to get material for a bowstring?
Do we get to finally use the harvest action that we have on our sheets? Okay, so I am... That's
Be a human, but yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna grab... We have a mirror, right, that we picked up from that loot? I
Yep.
think. I'm gonna... could I pick it up? And look at the world in the reflection, hoping to see if there's any somethings that'll be different or change. I'm not sure. Anything could happen now.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. How's it 5 looking?
Everything looks the same to you.
Okay, interesting. This mirror works perfectly. Alright, well, that didn't do it. I want to do the same with this glass orb. I want to look into it and see if the distortion of the reflection of or the refraction of whatever it displays inside the orb is different.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Perfect. I can keep doing this until I run out of things to look through. Damn it! I got a 10.
Everything looks how you would expect it to look through the refraction of light and stuff, yeah.
Okay, this is awful. Alright, great. So I'm alright. Well, these are things that are now ours.
Well, Gaunt, I mean, I'm not opposed to you repairing your bow and us continuing to try to shoot this thing. Damn these pixies! They took
Damn
Seth
these
too
pixies.
young! And I actually mean that. I'm not acting.
Well, yeah, were you acting before?
I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I didn't say that last bit in character.
Oh,
you mean she wasn't an elder?
I want the world to know.
well, I'm gonna sit on the back of this wagon and I'm gonna rummage through our pile of loot things and I'm just gonna start playing with this Falsenhort beetle. Which is not a euphemism. It's a thing that we got.
Okay. So can God repair the bow, and how would you do it?
Exactly the question I would ask him. How do you plan on fixing this thing?
That's Brad's line.
Well, I need to
so
make
sorry.
a bowstring because I don't have any spare bowstring.
Yeah, what are you making it out of and how do you do it?
Well, I mean, traditionally you would use sinew, silk, hide, hair. I guess. I just pull off some hair from Seth's head from the scalp. It's about
Oh God!
body length anyway.
Sorry, Gaunt.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
I
Do
start
you
to use it.
have any skill with fletching?
I mean, I would think that in my backstory as a hunter/ranger, it would have been a skill, much in the same way you teach a kid, in the army to take a gun apart and put it back together and, make my own arrows, that kind of thing. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to restring a bow too if I make my own arrows.
Yeah, but you are restringing it with human hair. I mean, It's a slightly different approach, but I think it's fair enough. Yeah, make me a survival check.
Okay. Of course, it's a natural 20.
Of course.
It's fucking brilliant. It's better than the previous bowstring you had.
It's better than her hair ever was.
It's a +1.
It does not turn it into a +1 weapon.
It's a magical weapon now.
That's so greasy.
Seth's ghost helps him shoot. He can now curve arrows like in Wanted.
It's so greasy. You hear me complaining as I try and string the bow. It even sounds like her. When I twang the string.
A chicken. Okay.
You should string a lyre with that, and we could call it the harpy. Right? That's a good idea, right? And then we can sell it.
Who are you calling a liar?
No, I was just not. That looks great. That bow you did there looks really good.
Oh, I could have given you a string from one of my instruments. I didn't think of that.
You
Oh well.
Motherfucker, you piece of shit.
I have so many strings. I didn't even think of it.
No. Hilarious.
Well, should I try again then?
Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want. Let's get really close to it this time, I guess.
Want to get close to it this time?
No, not at all.
From the same distance, I guess I fire my arrow. And that's going to be a 10 to hit from here.
You miss.
I
How
try
many arrows
again.
do we have left?
I've got
If
13
you
more
shoot it
arrows
far
left.
enough, it's gonna hit us.
18 to hit.
Yeah, give me the damage.
5 points of arrow damage, piercing.
Yeah, in the distance, all you hear is like a very sort of low as the spell goes off again. It doesn't come anywhere near where you are. You have to be much closer to it for it to go off.
Bubba, put out the charges. Sorry. Never mind.
Who's that?
You're
Who's that?
correct.
Have flashbacks again?
You want us to shoot again, boss?
Flashbacks to your other party?
I've got an idea.
Yay!
I
mean, yay! What is it?
Lightly jog a little bit closer, and I cast fairy fire on the stone, and then I jog back, and I say, "Now shoot it!"
Okay.
Those are close.
16 to hit.
You miss.
I missed.
You have advantage.
Yep, and also Godzilla attacks, I guess.
That's the sound of fairy fire.
That's the sound of fairy fire.
A full-on assault from Godzilla.
Godzilla starts crawling out of the ocean and demolishing buildings in Tokyo. And at the same time, an arrow whizzes past the stone.
With a 16?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I'll try
With
again.
advantage.
Yes, just rapid fire. Do a few shots.
There we go. 24 to hit.
That hits. Give me damage.
10 points of piercing damage.
Not enough.
That's the most damage I can do.
What about with Hunter's Mark? Is that like additional damage, or is it?
On a creature, yes.
Nah, it's not a creature.
Have we tried
Okay.
going
That's not
back?
the most you can do. You can do 12.
Have we tried going back up the trail the way we came? Or have
You
we
wanna
always
try
been
doing
going forward?
Backwards.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the stone. Come on.
Okay, we're going back to the stone. Perfect.
I would like to. Okay. I'd like. Do you want to try going backwards, actually, once, and then we'll come, and then
Yeah,
if it
why
doesn't
not?
work-
We
Yeah,
have
let's
all
go
the
back.
time
We'll
in
go
the world
backwards.
until
We'll
the
go the
sun
other
sets, and
direction.
then we're just gonna be here. So
You want us to
we're-
reverse, or you want us to like actually turn the other way?
No, just turn the wagon around. Let's go
We
this
can
way.
try as many times as we want.
All right.
And we try going the other direction. Does anything change?
Okay.
No.
Mosh.
Half an hour later, you come back around.
Okay.
Okay,
I
well,
give
let's
back
go.
all the
Now we have
little
that-
items that were there
we have that
before.
data. Okay, and now let me take those off the sheet. Have to take
How selfless of you. Yeah.
Perfect.
I give back all the items that were there before. And then I offer it. I say, fine! Is this what you want? And I offer the book that Zeph had.
Okay.
And I set the book down.
Okay.
This was very hard to get. And it's very valuable. And I set the book down.
And I put the beetle on top of the book.
And then we go the correct way.
Okay. You trundle to the edge of the illusion. And then you trundle on for another half a mile. And there is no stone. The sound of the fields returns, and you are free of the fairy Genjutsu.
Easy. That was so easy.
Oh, that was
nailed it.
really quite, yeah. I mean,
We didn't have to do anything.
probably wish we had thought of that to start with.
I mean, I did try giving away my most precious items. I thought you
I feel
did
like
too.
we did, right? Didn't we do that?
Well, I mean, the song was pretty good. You remember the song?
What? What song?
Okay,
one?
well,
I don't
I
remember
sang them a
that
song. It was a good one.
You're always singing.
I believe you. Sure.
It was
yeah,
in my
you-
top 400 performances, which is saying something.
I believe you.
Thanks.
Would you like to know
Huh? Yes.
the answer? The answer is...
What was the answer?
It was in the mirror. Smash it, and we would have broken the Genjutsu, right?
do you want some out of character guesses?
Sure.
As in, do
Smash
you
the
want to
mirror.
have some... did you think of anything?
That was my OSC guess.
That was it. So essentially, you failed one of the checks last week that would have potentially given this information, but no one really asked no one really asked about pixies. Like, what are they? What do they want? What are their motivations? You know, what's going on? You sort of asked...
Yeah, we failed it last
Nobody
week.
asked how is Pixie.
You asked around it last week. I can't remember how. But you asked around it and I gave you some information. I think Seth did. And you would have found out that pixies were nocturnal. Would have been one of the things.
They were sleeping when this whole thing happened.
Myre's analogy
"All right, you
of the
bastards."
spider at night thing was exactly correct. The thing he said about spiders was insane to me when he said it. 'Cause it's exactly what was happening. You were trapped in a spider jar while they were asleep. They like shiny things, magical things, and nectar.
Okay.
High
Seth
enough.
was a magical thing.
High enough. No, Seth was dead.
Right.
They don't want a corpse.
A high enough nature check, or it sort of intrigue into maybe a history check or something specifically about on the nature of pixies would have revealed these pieces of information. You didn't have to leave a
Next time, let's not
magical
roleplay. Let's just roll the
item
dice.
necessarily. You could have just left like significantly shiny things. A couple of you did, but not everyone did. And yeah, you could have just waited till nighttime and just bartered with them, or killed them.
Yeah. Perfect. Well,
Just twisted that little heads off.
You know all the times we were like, oh,
I
let's
did
camp
press
now.
F5
So
before
you're
we showed
saying
up here.
the hardest thing for us to do was attack the stone. That was the absolutely
Yeah,
most
destroy the
difficult way out
stone,
of
destroy the
this.
magic. The fairy stone has an AC of 17, a HP of 15, but a damage threshold of 15 as well.
15 damage threshold
I
for
don't-
level 2.
I don't know what spells you've got.
Yeah, that's fair.
There was no.
Did
we
you
had no
expect
chance.
one of us
we
to
had.
die from
we
this?
had.
I expected you. I actually thought you would take a long rest or something while you were in this illusion.
And then we would have gotten out of
and
it.
then
'Cause
you
we would
could
have
have
been able to talk.
potentially had some stuff. But yeah, it's hard to destroy it, but it's supposed to be hard to destroy it. While you guys,
yeah.
it's like those are kind of just the stats of what a stone of this size is, let alone a magical one. Plus also like you are level 2, correct? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like so
We were
yeah, like
screwed. Well, we had to
fucking
talk
Justice
to it, and we
Christ
just
would have walked
didn't.
along and just been like, I'm trapped. He wouldn't have even used a weapon. It would just broken it with his fist and then just carried on his way
The
to
main-
Sunreach.
With
the
a loud
main
noise
heroes
from
of
the
this
bottom
would have had no problem.
No problem. And then obviously you get one warning that it's potentially going to launch some sort of attack on you after the first attack, and then it basically
and we
just
got
casts
that, yeah.
Thunder Wave on you, which is enough to kill a level 2 wizard. And
Noted.
I, for one, am really
Noted.
excited for Leah to be out of this cast and for Wax Steven to join it.
I'm so excited about that. So yeah, you could basically, the solutions were wait until dark to barter or fight with them or talk to them or whatever, destroy the stone, leave something like valuable and shiny or magical or some nectar. You could have just searched through the wild grasses around and found enough nectar, foraged it and brought some. Or navigate perfectly 1/2 of a mile away from the stone to the edge of the illusion, cast a spell, or get creative to escape the Genjutsu. You know, I would have allowed creative answers. So that's what the answers were as you trundle away from this thing, having lost the Arcane Grimoire, the +1 Arcane Grimoire. Okay. You continue on your journey.
Yeah.
Let's see then. I need someone to roll me a D6.
Okay.
Reckon you do it.
6.
6
Right,
gnolls come to
maybe.
finish off the
Cool.
job.
Oh no, high is bad.
You do not immediately leave the Genjutsu and run into an encounter. So you simply travel for the rest of the day. Eventually, night does
We
fall.
just kick Seth's body off the back as we ride into the
You travel along the roads, heading north. Night falls eventually. For a small amount of time, you're able to travel in the dark, but it's up to you whether you want to take this opportunity to rest, set up a camp and sleep, or push on to try and get to Sunreach. I think you're like half a day away now, so you could push on and make it there by morning, or you could rest, get up, and then do the half-day travel and be there by like midday, early afternoon.
If there's a town, maybe we can find somebody who might have the power to bring Seth back. Surely there's somebody who knows
She's starting
something.
to smell. I'm not sure about that. How long has she been dead?
Like 6 hours,
She's
And
always
we've got
had that
another
smell.
12 hours to town.
something like that.
I think it's 3
Uh,
days rules
is
to
it?
res. Yeah.
I thought it was like an hour. Unless
Oh,
you
wait,
It's
no,
count
the
it like a-
Revivify is like immediately. I think the next one is Raised Dead, and that's 10
Yeah.
days.
Okay.
Let me double check them.
Yeah, I think you're right. We don't have a paladin to do like a gentle repose so she doesn't rot.
Yeah, she's beginning to rigor mortis at this point, I think. Isn't that 12 hours?
Yeah. But raised dead is what we need.
So yeah, Raised Dead is 10 days, no longer than 10 days. Then you would need
And
Resurrection.
what's the diamond we need for that? Do we need a diamond?
You would potentially need a diamond worth at least 500 gold pieces.
You don't have that.
Wait
okay.
a second, didn't Seth? No, never mind.
And
Seth
someone to
talked
cast the
us.
spell.
Did Seth tell us that she came from a rich family? Or is that out of character information?
She looks and acts like she's from a rich family. I think you were able to pick out that much.
Yeah,
But
I
whether
think
she
we know.
is or isn't, I don't think she
I don't know where
outright
she's
said.
from. I was gonna say maybe we can just go convince the parents to pay for her to come back.
You
I don't
can
know.
go back and then, like, do we even know she's from the academy?
I have no idea.
Do
where
you
she
know this
came
corpse? You
from.
know?
I think she did mention that much.
Well,
at
she did
least.
say she was from the academy, but I don't know where she like grew up.
I mean, her parents know she's in the academy, right? So that's where that's their, contact and all that.
Do we just return this? Yeah, hell, of course they'll let me in. We can't do that. They'll never let me in that way.
You have her guild book.
Okay, so did we give all of the stuff back that I wrote here on our loot thing?
Yes.
I never
Oh,
touched
good. Let me
it.
just delete them all. All right, perfect. Glad I did that.
Thanks for all that hard work.
Yep, you're welcome. Let me just deleting.
Yeah, Seth, I'll need your inventory, please, because I pocketed it all. Thank you. Yeah, I think we should camp. I think we should rest. But if you both want to move on, we can.
If we have
I
10
would
days,
love to
I'm good
sleep.
with camping. Yes.
I've been exhausted since the Knolls.
I too would like to sleep.
Okay, camping.
All right, settled.
Yeah, you set up a vague camp, maybe sitting in the back of the wagon.
Yeah.
Maybe you have, I don't know what kind of camping equipment you have actually. Do you know?
Camping
torch.
equipment. I
Rations?
have.
Which I should probably
Yeah.
spend.
I have a bedroll.
I have a bedroll.
I do have a
A
crowbar.
tinderbox.
I have a bedroll,
Yeah.
rations, oil, and a
Rope?
tinderbox.
Caltrops and oil.
So
All you
restful.
need.
Well, plus we have whatever Seth had.
I don't think
We
she
could
has
use- we
any
could use-
advanced camping equipment.
No, but we
No.
could
She's
use her
from the
rotten
Harry
corpse
Potter
as a pillow.
universe. She accidentally stumbled into this campaign from Witchcraft and Wizardry and was brutally murdered. Well, to be fair, she was kind of just killed by herself. So,
She
Pretty
kinda-
much.
in an amazing turn of events, she genuinely just went Avada Kedavra and into a mirror, and died. Okay.
So
You, yeah, you settle down for the evening.
Right.
What's the watch situation here? I know one of you is an elf.
I think I'll be the
That's
last
me.
to go to
I'm
sleep.
an elf.
Yeah. What are you doing for watching and stuff? Because you are out in the middle of nowhere. So how are you doing this? It's completely pitch dark.
I think in the darkness, I am likely not truly paying much attention to outside. I've lain the corpse of Seth on our mound of ingots. Cross-legged, I'm just sitting vigil, watching over her corpse.
Okay. Who wants to roll me a d12 then?
I think Myre should do it because he has the best rolls.
I have
And it says
amazing rolls.
watch.
Watch this. 9.
Okay. You may all complete a long rest.
all right.
The morning light washes over the land. You each do whatever you do. Sleep, don't sleep, trance, relax, pilfer all of Seth stuff. Stare
Yeah, I
at her
haven't did that.
corpse.
For fun, DM,
Hmm.
could Leah as Seth please roll another saving throw? Constitution?
One on a death save.
Sure. Why?
Because she had a ring of spell turning, which means she had advantage on that save, no?
She might have done.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
You
if
have
it was
advantage on saving throws against any spell that targets... Wait, only you. Never mind. Not AoE. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
never
I guess it was a
mind.
spell. So, yeah. That would have been hilarious.
For fun. Let's just.
She
see
rolled a
things
10 anyway, so she would have still taken the full.
Right.
It's a
She's
tough
it's far
roll,
too late
15.
anyway. She's very dead, but
Yeah, no, there was no,
But it would have
there's
been
no
fun.
turning that.
yeah.
I have put the ring of spell turning on, by the way.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured.
And the curse passes to you.
I am so. I mean, Rickard doesn't care. He's like, oh my god, it looks so good. Yes.
Wow, it fits. Wow.
You pack up the
Little
wagon.
fingers you have.
You continue
All right, come on, Seth. Here
Along
we go.
the road.
I'm dragging her to
the
to
mithril and
Wait,
the
isn't the
corpse of
key in the
Seth
car?
in the wagon.
Did you take it out to sleep next
Yeah,
to her?
yeah. I took it out to
The
sleep
corpse.
next to her.
Right.
Your little arms, like her head thuds against the ground when you drag her off the cart. Okay.
Maybe she'll wake up.
Yeah, if she wakes up, it's not her, and it's a like CR-1/8 skeleton or zombie or whatever.
Could someone help me get her up onto the cart?
Yes, I will gently lift her up and place her tenderly into the cart and wrap her with her own robe, so we're
Okay,
not looking
me.
at
My
her.
turn, not me.
Yes, all right. 1,
Ah.
2, 3. Yep.
Hi.
Uh,
Hey, let's go.
several
Onward, boys.
hours later, you crest a gentle hill, and the land and the landscape, while it has been idyllic and lush and predominantly green, it opens into a wide golden sprawl as you are treated to the view of rows of wheat swaying in the wind. You notice cornfields stretching outwards. You notice in the distance there are orchards, heavy with fruit, and the sort of scent changes as you begin to move along the road and now down in through these farmlands. There's the sort of scent of soil and blossoms and fruit and manure, all sort of drifting and mixing along on the light breeze and wind. And after, a couple more miles of farmland ahead, you notice sort of nestled in the middle of all of these expanses of farmlands and orchards and such is a village, the village of Sunreach. It's a small, kind of humble looking cluster of buildings around a pretty decently sized market square. From the distance and as you get closer and closer, you recognize certain buildings stand out. There is a very large granary, I think you might say it as.
Oh, thank you for
You're
translating.
welcome. Standing sort of very proudly. It's a sort of
There's a confident granary.
it's a confident granary.
Yeah.
To the west, you do see that there is a lake. Its surface is sort of glowing very faintly with a magical light. And it is the sort of typical idyllic medieval farming community town. This is Sunreach. It is known to anyone who has been in Aurora, the Kingdom of Aurora, for long enough as sort of the breadbasket of the kingdom, as this place produces most of the kingdom's harvest. predominantly a farming industry. There's a few other things going on here. What's the plan as you rumble up and come towards this hamlet, this village? Again, you've been trundling through a lot of farm fields before you actually make it to the town itself. And it's probably like 1 in the afternoon, somewhere around there, a little after midday by the time you make it.
Would God know that people exist in the world that might be able to help our broken friend?
Absolutely, yeah. There are many different people who could help you with this, depending on potentially what religions you follow, which shoulders you brush with, even necromancy, hags. You know, there's a bunch of different ways that you can bring people back, for sure. I don't know if you know how they do it in Sunreach. I'm sure that the other two probably would, if they've ever bothered to think about it or care.
I think
I don't ever want to presume.
I'm just counting the coins that I got out of her purse. Oh, yeah.
I'm flipping through her guild book.
He was holding out on us. No, I would, I would. So what could we do? Can we get her to a cleric or something?
Is there a passerby nearby I can point at?
Yeah, there's a
Hey, you!
bunch of farmers around. Oh,
Why would you?
Well, who is your most powerful hag in this hamlet?
powerful hag.
Our friend is. I just grab Seth by the scruff and. Oh, it needs fixing.
The sort of, this is like a classic looking, like imagine skinny Hagrid looking over each of you. Farmer, flat cap, a pitchfork in one hand, dragging behind him sort of a wheelbarrow filled with manure and dirt, and he looks from Got to whoever is sat next to Got on the front.
Yes, me, I think.
He doesn't say a word. He just looks. Yeah, it's been Seth the whole way. He just looks around the back of the wagon at the other two who are in the back.
Hello. Do you have a cleric that could help us? Our friend died.
Right. I thought that was someone what you killed.
No.
Well,
That's our friend.
Me heart nearly dropped out of me arsehole.
It was actually an accident. She accidentally killed herself.
Blimey. Yeah, that happens. Does happen, doesn't it?
Did you say your hair almost dropped out of your asshole?
Me heart points at his
Heart. Oh, okay. All right. Dialect here's weird.
Right. What do you need? Did you say sorry?
A cleric.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Cleric.
We got a priest, Father Welrick. He sort of points back towards the center of town. He says, "There's a little temple up the road down there. You'll find it nice. It's no big grand cathedral like you'll get in the big city, you know. It does follow the radiant path, as we all do, under the blessings of Cyril. Well, if you want to head down there, you'll find Welrick. He's a good man, but you know he's a little strange. He's a big city folk. Come out here a few years ago. He did.
Righto. Thank you very much.
I guess the Welrick is gonna have to do, Rick. Let's go. Come on.
I pat Gotti on the shoulder. Hags here are called clerics. Go.
Oh, okay.
Got will remember that if we ever find a hag.
I'm just assuming that I have no idea what a hag is. So.
Up to you. Okay, so you're heading straight to the church, the temple. Yeah, you roll the wagon up to the very obvious temple in town. Like you have to do a little kind of meandering that you pass some sort of traditional looking, basic, medieval looking buildings. As you get into town, you have to figure out where you are a little bit, but it's pretty easy to find. Once you make it to the market square, there's a couple of very standout buildings, and you notice that up towards the east of town, on sort of in between a couple of little hills, but a little outside of the market town, there is a temple to the Radiant Path, which is a pretty standard looking whitewashed stone church looking thing. The type of thing that you might find in the Old West, a Christian looking church in the Old West, built, you know, like that little tiny church in the November Rain music video. Is anyone old enough or cares? It's one of those looking things. There is a small kind of spire that is crowned at the top with a sunburst symbol. Yeah, this is a temple to the Radiant Path. Most people in the Kingdom of Aurora tend to follow this religion. They worship the Surreal, or just known as Surreal. It's kind of a sun goddess for the most part, but is kind of a classic light and justice renewal goddess. Strict moral codes, self-discipline, ordered civilization.
Found the right place.
With a little twist of purging darkness here and there.
Perfect.
Gold robes, sun insignias, sunstones. Basic, very basic, light-based religion. They love it in the Kingdom of Aurora. It's everywhere. Other places in the world and in Vayfall will follow different religions, but that's kind of what you find here. Again, not a big cathedral looking thing, a relatively small looking building, but looks like it's quite old, quite clean, quite inviting.
I've posted it in the chat.
Bring this thing, exactly that. You bring this thing up to as far as you can probably bring the wagon before you need to get out of it and hoof it up a cobblestone path that leads up to a pair of very wide looking oaken doors. Do you just leave the wagon and Mithril?
Probably not. I'll stay with the cart.
Okay.
I will say both of you stay with the cart, and I'll
Okay,
carry.
we'll both stay here.
I'll carry her inside.
Yep. Yeah, you head into the temple, carrying this corpse. Inside, it's kind of pretty well cared for. The main chamber that you step into is a single room, high ceiling, large stained glass windows, Surreal's radiant light and depictions of the goddess, depictions of priests, clerics, and paladins that might follow this order. Lots of gold and white. There's sunlight shining through. It's actually really bright inside. It doesn't have that gloom of the older Christian churches that it kind of looks like from the outside. It actually has lots of points of light that come in and keep it very bright on the inside. One side of the building does have lots of rows of vials and radiant water and candles and things like that. The other side has lots of charms and things all of this stuff looks like it's for sale, by the way. It kind of feels a bit like a shop, or almost like a tourist shop. And at the center there is a pretty simple looking altar, and one old woman sitting in the corner, looks like she's asleep, maybe dead, and a kind of older looking priest moving about the room, doesn't notice you walk in, is just aligning things and lining things up. He's in one arm he's got lots of little wooden figures of Surreal, and he's lining them up on a nearby bench as you sort of move into the relatively decently sized large room. Kind of an older looking human, maybe in his 60s. Big white and golden robe, kind of tanned, like he's got like a sun-kissed look to him, like he's spent just as much time out in the fields as the people that work in them, but obviously he's been working in here. He looks pretty well kept. Good hair, good teeth, nice skin, just kind of older. placing some things out. Has no idea you're there, and there's no one else in this place.
First, I would like to tell that I would look at the woman for just a moment and try to
See if
figure
she's
out
dead.
what the hell is going on.
Give me a medicine check.
Like, did I just stumble across a crime?
Yeah.
Because that could be used to our advantage.
Right.
A 10.
A 10. I think you watch her for a little while, and then you see a slight raise in her chest, and then back down. She's just kind of an old woman she looks local, kind of sleeping.
She's an NPC.
And she probably just doesn't leave this church. She's probably just a very religious old woman from your initial glance over there.
I move closer to the priest and I say, "Priest, I have in my arms the recently deceased body of Persephone Agatha Oathspawn Vilderhart, a very wealthy merchant's daughter. Can you bring her back?"
Spins around on you, arms opening wide, gleaming teeth, looks at you and says, "Well, look what we got here. Oh my, yes, somebody come and help us now." And he turns to absolutely no one in the room and says, "Well, place her down here on this here bench. Come on, put her down. Carefully now."
I set it down carefully.
Walden Coggins.
He holds his hand out and kind of like rests his fingers on the inside of your shoulder and then runs his hands down your chest backwards and says, "Do you need anything, son? Water? Food?"
He runs his hand down my chest?
The back of his hand.
I say, "Oh, not currently, just the, raising of the dead."
A limited time miracle. That's all you want.
That's right. She died, about a day ago.
Right. Terrible thing, death. Terrible indeed. They don't always want to come back. That's the thing. Let me see here if she wants to come back, okay?
Okay?
Before we get into this, we have to know. The body might be willing, but the spirit might be long gone. Kneels down next to the corpse. Places one hand on her forehead. One hand on her neck. And then pushes really quite heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And says, "Surreal, tell me now. This here girl, what's her name?"
Persephone.
Persephone. Does she want to return to this here body? Or does she want to live free in the fields of heaven? Tell me now. Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I have to tell you, out of character, I'm an incredibly suspicious person, and I would immediately think that this man is full of shit. However, this is a fantasy realm, and things are different here. And also, I don't think Rickard's as suspicious as I am. But yes, I want to find out if he's full of shit. Did you say investigation?
Insight.
Insight. That's slightly better. A 15.
Give me a history check with advantage.
Be something, baby. Oh, a 19.
Good God, this is Welric Belter. This is Welric Belter, a renowned actor from so very long ago.
God,
An actor that turned priest. He was, for some time at Ebon Quill, long before your time, a really well-known and well-respected actor at the amphitheater, putting on all sorts of different displays and things and acts, and generally known as one of the better, not the best, but a well-known guy.
Right.
Well known enough that they would often teach about him or speak about him, and you would have heard of him. At some point, there was some sort of scandal with him. You forget the details, but it was scandalous enough that he suddenly, and for no reason, surely, became incredibly religious and just left Ebon Quill, became a priest, and retired as a priest into the countryside. He is,
He's
as far as you can tell, an ordained priest. He's a real priest of
right.
the Radiant Path. This probably is actually his church. But he's still got that flair to him. He runs his
Okay, but
hands
I-
down the arms of Seth and says, "Now, the spirits will tell me one thing, but it is the light of Suriel that will guide us. Look now to the window." He looks at you and sort of sees if you do it.
I want to feign looking at the window, but I want to keep my eyes on him.
Watch as the light glides in, and as it coasts above and across the body of this here one laid to rest, we will know. Nothing happens. And he says, "She's ready. She wants to return.
Oh,
Nothing in this girl suggests that she's ever wanted to die. She has never once thought, I want to be rid of this awful world. She has never once thought, I don't like the company I keep. She has never once thought, I'm in over my head. She loves life, and she wants to return. She ain't never gonna leave. Not with friends like you coming in here. Now, you say she died one day ago.
Yes, actually a little less than a day ago.
Little less than a day. Now, if you brought it to me less than a day, maybe we could have done something, but unfortunately, we're going to have to do a raised dead. You understand this? You understand this craft?
I've heard of it.
Gonna cost you a pretty penny. All in the light of
Oh, yes.
Surreal, of course. Every penny goes back into the church. He smiles, his teeth clearly veneers.
Okay. So, I think that he's legitimate, right?
Mhm.
I have no reason to believe otherwise. I say, you know, I know who you are. I like sort of give him a smile.
Give me an inside check.
An 18.
Dread, half a second, mask back on. We met. Have we met? Did you come to my sermon?
No, not exactly. And I pick up on the dread and I kind of like glance around. Is the old lady still asleep?
Oh, yeah.
I lower my voice and I say, "No, I studied you, Evan Quill."
You're a fan. Well, all right. Come on. And he grabs a quill and ink and says, what would you like me to sign now? It's fine.
Yeah,
anything,
sure, why
anything
not?
you want.
I'm gonna lean lean in closer. Here is fine. I like point towards my collarbone.
You want me to sign your chest
Yes, that's right.
with a quill and ink? It's gonna scratch.
I don't mind the pain.
He gets your, he pulls your shirt down a little lower and dips the quill into the ink and simply signs his name. As he does so, it's horrible. It hurts so badly every time he dips it in and scratches this thing along your collarbone. He says, "Now who do I have the pleasure here of meeting?"
My name is Rickard, and of Rickard and the Fabulous Three, you might have heard of us.
Oh, certainly
But,
I have. Of course.
Oh, really?
News travels fast.
Yes, well, this is one of the Fabulous Three here that lies before you. And, darling, and I do the same, like, brushing on his chest that you
No
did to
wonder
me.
Cyril wants her back.
Yes, it is very important that she comes back. Her surname, Vildefort. I'm sure you know they hold some wealth in the realm.
Vildefort. I think I recognize the name, but I can't quite place it.
Yes, well, not her surname. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm looking through her book. What's her fucking surname?
Vildehart.
Leah? Sorry, Vildehart. Sorry, Vildehart. I and he just went with it like, oh yeah, I think I've heard of
Yeah.
Vildehart. Oh, sorry, I mean Vildehart.
Vildehart. Yeah, I think I heard of that.
Yes, very wealthy. And they will be, of course, willing to pay whatever your price.
Right, of course.
But time is of the essence. We have to get this done now to save her, and then the bill can be sent.
That's true. The time is of the essence. You do have 10 days before the price does rise. Unfortunately, such is the energy required, and the process is very hard for us to bring somebody back to their body. We got some miracle bundle deals here. We got a raised dead plus lesser restoration combo. Does that sound of interest to you? You've been on the road. Maybe you picked up
How much?
Well, we're looking today for you, for a fan, and for a blessed Vildehart. We can do a lesser restoration combo, raised dead. We can call it 600 gold pieces. Or perhaps you'd be more interested in a funeral to flesh package.
What is a funeral to flesh package?
Well, we hold a service, something a little more upmarket, something to really respect the dead, help them come in to their body again. A little bit more of a higher accuracy on the chance that they might return to their body.
And how much is that?
750 gold pieces.
Well, I can offer you 100 gold pieces, and the family will cover the rest of the charges, and if you wish to charge them extra, I'm sure they can accommodate.
He turns. He collects a sort of golden looking rod that tapers at the end. And he reaches up above one of the cabinets that's got all of these like holy water vials and stuff in. And he taps one of the 3 signs up there.
Uh-huh. What does it say?
All fees must be paid up front.
Oh, okay.
Now, we do offer a blessed and budget-friendly offer.
And what is that?
Well, let's see here. He runs his hand down one of the cabinets and opens it. He pulls out 3 different trays. He opens them without you seeing what's inside these little boxes. And then he grabs 2 of them and he brings them in front of you. He says, he pulls out like a velvet lined case and opens it up. And inside is a pretty hefty looking diamond. He says, "Ah, yes." Running his hand over it, he says, "This lovely radiant cut piece is just perfect for reuniting your loved one. This one here is 500 gold, tax included, of course. Now, for a budget, you might want to work with something like this." He pulls out like a less sort of impressive looking case and he opens it up. A smaller diamond, not cut as well, has like some slight imperfections to it and is kind of like where the diamond on the left is like perfectly clear, the one on the right is kind of brown in a way. It has like a slight tinge of brown to it. He says, 300 gold pieces, I might still be able to cast a spell. Using a diamond of this caliber, of course, might affect the spell a little. Perhaps the spirit does not find its way back to the body at all. Or perhaps they come back wrong. He says,
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, he lifts up the thing and taps the sign next to the first one that says, "No refunds. This is not an exact science."
That's 300, you say?
300 gold pieces. Tax included.
Okay. Would you mind looking after her while I decide what to do with my companions?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You take all the time you need. It'll only be 5 gold per day.
5 gold per day for you to look after her.
That's right.
And you want me to give you that 5 gold now, I expect.
Please, sir, or you take your corpse with you.
You know, I'll probably do that. Of course, I'll have to, you know, if I do take the corpse with me, I'll have to explain why I have a corpse with me to the villagers. I do like talking to the villagers, though, you know. I could speak to them about all sorts of things. Maybe, you know, to put them at ease, I can explain that I know you even, you know, from your past. So.
That's right. They love speaking with people from all around. The people here, they ain't no strangers to death. Tell me, have you been on the road for long?
No. Not that long.
Oh, dearie me. Well, remember, we do offer greater restoration for 100 gold pieces and a big smile from me, and that might fix up those bags. He runs a little thumb under your cheek.
Well, you know, I do apologize for my looks. I just,
We all get older, honey. We all get older.
Yes. And sometimes...
No spring chicken myself.
Oh, yes, of course, I can tell. Sometimes the company we keep makes us feel much older.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're hanging around with a teenager like this one.
Yes. Not exactly what I was talking about. Right. Well, I'll just take her with me then. And I scoop her up. And I sort of like look around the church as I'm going, and I was like, not quite like the stage, is it?
Well, perhaps I'll see you for one of my sermons and you can tell me whether it's like a stage or not.
Of course.
And
And
age like a fine wine.
yeah, I'm out of there. I'm back to the wagon.
So?
Go on.
Well, and then I was going to try to figure... I mean, I was looking at her guild thing. Her guild notes here. She's from Silverbrook. I know that she went to Silverbrook, but she's from Silverbrook and her family's from Silverbrook. So if we take her to Silverbrook, we could probably get her to pay. Get them to pay. for like a resurrection or something.
Well, how much is this worth anyway? I pick up the ring from my finger of resistance. I could probably sell this, right?
You could probably sell that. We could also sell all of this mithril we have.
No, that there is no honor in selling that.
Why?
If we have other things we can do.
We could sell the mithril, and then we could, sacrifice a quest for a Seth, and then we could go back and,
Well, if we sell the mithril, that would
I
be
reckon-
stealing.
Right? Yeah.
There is no
that
honor
would
in
be-
that.
They'd be stealing the mithril from the quest. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this scene going on when I'm not here? Is this
No, this is like you
before I show up?
arriving, I guess. That's what I was
Okay,
thinking.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, you snuck right
Yes,
up on us.
yes, I have some information for you.
Oh, in the body. Oh, good. Okay, so that bad news. It looks like.
It's going to be at least 500 gold to get this done, and unfortunately, we're dealing with someone who. Well, I don't think he's going to help us out. There's not going to be any sort of payment plan, or we have to pay the money up front.
Then we just need to sell this. And I flick my ring at him.
Ping.
You want to sell these?
I have no
I do a
need for
dexterity
it.
check to see how cool I catch the ring.
Absolutely.
It falls into a gutter and lasts forever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
On a one, it
The
does.
only storm drain.
Oh, hell yeah, 20.
Yeah, it's as cool as you want it to look.
I catch it in my teeth.
And like Ace Ventura with the bullet.
Yeah. You mean this ring? Oh.
That was really cool.
If you're sure, let's
I
find a
am
magical
sure.
shop. Is there a magical
Very
shop? Did we notice a
selfless
magical
of you,
shop?
God.
It is worth the life of our companion.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying with the mithril.
I don't think there is one. There is a marketplace. So, but it's like a farmer's market, so I don't think there is. There's not an obvious magic shop.
How much smoked meats can we get with this ring? What kind of bespoke ham do we have here?
A chain trade.
I look to I look to them and say, he'd definitely take this in exchange. I think.
What ring is it?
Of
This is a
resistance
ring
to
of
holy damage.
Oh, okay.
holy resistance.
Oh, shoot, dog. Yeah, that's sweet. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's a quite valuable object. He would definitely take this, but I don't think he'd give us any like change. So if you want to do it,
One
we need him to
ring
change.
for one life.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a good even trade, I feel.
it's not really an even trade. I think this is worth more, but if that
More than Seth?
No, of course not. Not more than Seth, more than the services he's providing. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
if
okay,
we
whatever.
sold it to someone for gold, we might get some. I don't know how much this is worth, but what if it's worth 1,000 gold,
Our
2,000
body's
gold, or
getting
something like that?
colder and not older, Rickard.
Right.
If it means that much to you, Rickard, maybe perhaps you could ask him to give us a freebie as well. You know? Like, so if it happens again, he owes us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going back in there. I go back
Do you
in
want us
there
to come with you? Do you need backup?
Oh, we really need someone to watch the mithril. But if one of
Okay.
you wants to come, I don't
I
mind.
stay.
Or if you want to go and I stay here, I don't care.
No, he does not owe me. I'll stay.
Okay. I'll come with you. I'll come with you. All right.
All right.
It's just you and me now, Miranda.
What the hell
It's like she's
was
still
that?
here.
Was that Myre making that noise, or was that one of the sound
That's one of the sounds.
It's one of Miranda's
Oh,
sounds, yeah.
that's amazing. Okay, yeah, I go back inside. I'm carrying Seth, and I have the ring.
Well, welcome back. Oh, you brought a friend.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes, I did.
Blessings upon you. My name is Father Welrick of the Radiant Path. He leans down to you, Fitch.
I kiss him on the head.
He kisses you right back.
Oh,
On
And
the
and then
mouth
does
or the...
he does that? He like runs his hand through the top of your hair, and then begins
Whoa.
and while literally just keeps
Stop
doing
it.
it while speaking to Rickard. Have you come to a decision now?
I set the body down and I say, what do you think of this? And I show him the ring.
Let's go. Fitch's hair and takes a look at it. Let's see here what this is. Pulls out a small pair of spectacles that sit on the edge of his nose and brings it up to the light and holds it into the light and says, blasphemous ring, sacrilegious. Well made though. This is a ring of magical properties, I would imagine. Is that right?
magical
That is
properties.
correct.
I'd have to get it evaluated, but if I had to suggest anything, I'd say that's a ring to own. Holds it up to the light again. Yeah. Are you a follower of the old ways of stone and root, or the blasphemous 7 old wounds?
Just something we came across in our travels.
Understand. It could be reforged. Alright. I think it looks fine. And in exchange for this, you're hoping for what?
The best package you have.
You could never afford it with this alone.
What is the best
really?
package you have?
The super package.
Hey, what's that?
What's the super pack? I thought
Is
you
that on
told
one
me
of the
about
signs?
The super package gets you 1 raised dead spell, diamond included. You have unlimited cure wounds. You can come back whenever you want. Whenever you are injured, you come to me and I will cure you right up.
It's pretty cool.
You get a greater restoration, sort those bags out. Your teeth, perhaps. And
What's wrong with IT?
you get this hamper of sun-themed trinkets. He pulls a hamper out and opens it up. Holy symbols, radiant water, minor charms.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
You
That's
can
pretty
even
cool.
get
that was nice.
a single blessing. I'll anoint your blade with Suriel's favor if you're a fighter.
I started praising the craftsmanship on them. Does it look like a third party made these, or what does it look like?
It
Like a
looks
novelty store? Or does it
like
actually look like?
it looks like whatever you would buy off of
Yeah.
QVC
Yeah.
version
Really shitty. Yeah. Okay.
of
Perfect.
their stuff.
Yeah, just cast plastic, hollow somehow. Yeah. All right. Great.
Amazon
Gross.
Basic.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Amazon Basic holy water.
These are pretty shitty.
Mass blessed in a giant pool.
I can, however, I will trade you this here ring for a raised dead spell, and we'll throw in a diamond. Maybe not this one. He pushes the expensive one away. He says, but not this one either. I'll get this one. He pulls out just a very standard looking case, opens it up, and in it is a mid-sized diamond.
Pretty
Well
mid.
cut, pretty standard looking stuff. It doesn't immediately gleam or stand out to you, but it isn't kind of, poorly cut or a little mucky like the other one.
Okay, but it looks like a diamond worth 500 gold pieces.
It looks like a diamond that's appropriate for the spell, yeah.
Okay. I would
That
say, that sounds pretty
seems
good,
fine,
but I
right?
feel like perhaps there's some sort of, maybe there's something a little extra you could do. I will, of course, be carrying this tale back to the guild. They'll hear all about you again.
Give me a persuasion check.
God. 11. I rolled a 3.
He says, you know
Wow.
what, I'll roll as well for him. Oh, damn. He says, who's in charge now over there? It's from your backstory, boy.
Yeah, I'm aware.
It's a character that you made up and brought to me
I
now.
I made him.
Now, who is in charge over at Ebon Queer?
Artist Tailweaver.
Artist Tailweaver. My God. It's been so long, but we go back. You know, he and I, we used to prowl those streets of Eldessa back when I was a sinner, back when I was a boy. You remind me of him. He cups your cheek. You remind me of him. He strokes it. Yeah, we can throw in something else if you want. Runs his hand down the front of your chest.
Uh-huh.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Sure.
Can I just... You know what? I'm not going to say a thing because we're live on the internet. But let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah, I say yeah. All right. What sort of spell are you going to throw in?
I bet it's the super package.
Oh, I'm gonna be able to raise the dead here for you. I don't know if you ever heard of a spell more powerful.
Yes.
Resurrection.
All right,
True resurrection.
I'll take it.
I can do those for you if you'd
wish,
like. It will cost a lot more.
Oh, okay. Well, you just
Wait, what are you...
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Do we want something else?
No. He said, I bet you can't name another spell more powerful, and I thought there was other ones. That's all. I just thought it was a challenge.
Oh.
Did you hear something?
Oh, I didn't. Right then. Yes, we'll take it.
Very well. Okay. Then let's get her prepared. There's a sparkle to his eye. He says, and I'm gonna need your help as well.
Oh, really? You'll need my help?
All I'm gonna need you to do is... That's where we end the session. Thank you so much for watching Sidequest this evening. Do we need to do fake it till you make it? Or did Seth explode herself?
I feel like
we could probably...
I feel like
Don't
we
you
can just
think we
get away
could
with
make
it.
one out of, like, Seth is dead, and then the first thing I do is loot her body?
I think so. We're a little over
100%.
time as well, and it's unbelievably boiling hot.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Really hot here, too.
skedaddle out of here. Thank you so much for watching Sidequest, everybody. Hope you're enjoying it. We're gonna go and record a little green room now. That's gonna be interesting, I think. If you're interested in seeing little additional content videos for almost every show we do, you can head over to merch.tablestory.tv, tablestory.tv/merch also works. And there is a feed there of additional content, as well as random merchandise pieces if you're interested. Lots of different merchandise. You can head on over and take a look now. And we're going to go and record a green room for this. And we'll see you next week for another interesting episode. I have many things to discuss with the cast, a particular cast member, before next
Miranda.
week. Luckily,
That's right.
2 cast members are coming to visit me for 2 full days of discussion over the weekend.
It's me,
And
Orcish.
it's Orcish and Myth. I'm taking them on a nice drive in my Lexus, and we're going to drive and
His
discuss
Lexus, everyone.
what we're going to do
It's his.
in a Lexus.
A nice,
And we're
nice
going
drive,
to
he said.
drive and discuss what we do for next week and whether we need to spam together a brand new character or not. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye. Everyone say bye.
Bye.